This is MetaMask. Welcome guys to this video. Today I'll show you how to install MetaMask and how to get it up and running, as well as show you some tips and tricks on how to really use it properly and to get the most value out of it. So for starters, I run Brave, which is a derivative of Chrome. So if you have Chrome or Brave or basically any of these supported browsers by MetaMask, and you should be good to go when it comes to installing MetaMask. And what I'm gonna do first is press on the install for Brave, because they already know that I use Brave, and add it to my extension list. Once it is installed, it should pop up to the side and take you to a new window. Now that it's done, you can see you get a pop-up message, and then boom, this is the window that I was talking to you guys about. And then you should press get started. Now I'm assuming that most of you guys are not gonna have a wallet set up already, and you're looking to create a new wallet. Once you read this stuff and you feel okay with giving them some information, it's not a bunch of information, they're not taking anything super private. It's just to make sure that their app works properly. You press I agree, and then you create your password. This password is not the seed phrase, which is like the main password to access your crypto. This is just a password to the account in MetaMask, so they know to make you so they know you're a different person from anybody else using MetaMask, basically. But it's not your seed phrase, so just make a password and fill it in. Once you're done with your password, just make sure you press I agree with the terms of use, and then create, and you should be moving on to a tutorial video that they'll show you everything you need to know how to secure your wallet and make sure you're safe. I've already watched this video, I've already set up my wallet, but it's going to be important for you to read through all this so you understand what a secret recovery phrase is, which is your seed phrase. That's the secret phrase that you don't want anybody to have, and you don't want to give it to anybody in the DMs or just nobody in general. As you can see, if you go to their MetaMask community, they tell you this kind of stuff. Never share your 12 word secret phrase with anybody, and then they have a long list of what you shouldn't do. MetaMask support will never DM to help you. Do not join Discord, WhatsApp groups, or WeChats, or any of these groups if they claim to be MetaMask. And only go into links that they say is official. I recommend for you to go to support.metamask.io before you go to the original MetaMask, because then you can go to this site and press the original MetaMask link just to play it safe. But back to this tutorial video, watch it and then come back to the video and follow along. You press it, it should look like this. You should click to reveal, and then boom, you'll get your 12 word secret phrase. With this, make sure you write it down on your notebook along with the password that you wrote, and keep it in a safe spot, because if you lose this, you lose your crypto. You are the bank when it comes to crypto. You're the one who has to make sure it's safe, right? That being said, moving on. Once you're done with your seed phrase verification, you're gonna get to this window, the congratulations window. This is when you're all done, and make sure you do everything they say. It's just the smartest thing you can do to keep your stuff safe. Now press all done, and then boom, you should be in this window, and this is where all the fun stuff happens. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna want to do is head to settings. So press on your icon right here, and then press settings, and make sure it's on the currency that you use. I personally prefer to have my primary currency on fiat, because I understand the fiat pricing. So for example, if you bought 1 ETH, instead of saying 1 ETH, it'll say what 1 ETH is worth, which at the time of this recording is around 4,000. But on the little corner of that 4,000, it'll tell you how much that is in ETH, and vice versa. But I prefer to have it portray itself as fiat first. Right, then we're gonna exit out, and that should be safe. Now you may have taken notice of the account one right here. This is your wallet name, and this is your wallet ID. So if you press account details, you can see this is my wallet ID. So if I send this, if I post this anywhere, anybody with their own MetaMask or their own Ethereum wallet can grab my wallet ID, paste it and send it to me. Or they can scan my QR code and send me some crypto. Now, the first step that I would take is, personalize your wallet a little bit. I'm gonna call this wallet Big Holds, all caps, because I think it's funny. And then I'm gonna press this check mark right next to it. And boom, now it says Big Holds. My wallet is slightly more personalized. Now, what I would like to show you guys next is how to import tokens. Because although MetaMask is primarily an Ethereum wallet, you can still use it for a lot of different stuff, like any other token, basically. So if we go here, we see that they have a new improved token detection available. They are really safe when it comes to adding original safe tokens instead of a lot of scammy tokens or fakes that try to mimic a real token just to trick people into sending them money. But for the sake of saving our money, we're just gonna use MetaMask detection system, and we're gonna go and type any token you want to add. I'm gonna add OV because I think it's a good token to make an example. And this is OV right here. This is the OV that I'm looking for anyways. And as you see, there's a lot of tokens that look similar to it but may have a slightly different purpose. So for example, these tokens may be used within the OV program itself or DApp, decentralized app. But for the sake of this video, just boom, press on OV and press next. We have 0 OV obviously because we're just importing it or making like a wallet within the MetaMask, within MetaMask, or like a card within the wallet which will hold OV. And we press import and boom, we have an OV card. So the wallet is called Big Holds, and then we have basically different credit cards, and this one is for Ethereum and this one is for OV. And same thing with a lot of the coins that we're gonna add. You'll see that you'll say the price here and then the US dollar here, which is what I changed in the beginning of the video. OV doesn't do that, and you have to do the same thing for OV. So now we're gonna move on to how to buy OV, or how to buy Ethereum, or how to buy any coin basically, because MetaMask lets us buy a big pool of coins because of the partnerships that they have with all this decentralized and centralized apps or dApps for buying crypto. So we have 0 of everything, but we don't want to have 0 of everything. So I'm going to press buy, and as you can see, they use a third party when it comes to buying crypto, but this is still within their MetaMask, even though they're not MetaMask. So Wire, MetaMask has been using Wire since the beginning, so this is good. We're going to continue with Wire. Transact doesn't look bad. I've never used it, so I'm going to continue with Wire. When we press Wire, it'll send you to a different page, and it will load. And they give you a limit. Your limit is 1,000, but most of you beginners won't use 1,000 for your beginning. Let's say I put $100 and I want to buy $100 worth of Ethereum, which is right here, $100 US for whatever that is equivalent in Ethereum. And that's nice. Now you can trust Wire with your credit card info, or you cannot trust it. MetaMask has been using Wire for a while. You don't have any reason not to trust it. But this is primarily, I would recommend to use primarily a debit card. So now look at this. These are the exchange rates. The exchange rates, in my opinion, are pretty high, but not too high. Your total purchase total will be 113, which is obviously not that bad. You could get cheaper when you use centralized apps like Coinbase, but then you would also have to give him information about you, like identification. But if you want to do this like privately, when nobody knows what wallet belongs to who, then you would do it through MetaMask, which is the benefit of using MetaMask. Obviously, I'm not gonna buy some right now, but this is the example of how you would do it. So I'm gonna close out a Wire, and I'm gonna close out of this. Now I'm gonna teach you how to send some. Let's assume I did buy some, and my friend Pablo wants some crypto or some Ethereum. I would send him some crypto by grabbing his public address, which is this right here. This is my public address, but he has the exact same thing with a different name on it or a different ID on his MetaMask. I'm gonna take that MetaMask ID of his and import it into the send, and then I'll be able to send him any Ethereum I basically wanted, keeping in mind that I still have to pay for, you know, gas fees, right? So boom, boom, and all of a sudden, you know, I can add any amount of US dollars, so I can, you know, pick whichever asset I want to do. I could send them Ethereum, I could send them AV, but the system is very straightforward. You know, nothing to worry about. It's not going to be too complicated, and it tells you how much that is in ETH, and, you know, vice versa. It's not too complicated. You guys got this. And now for the swapping is also really cool. If I had, you know, 1 ETH, which, like I said earlier in this video too, is 4,000 right now, I could select any token. Let's use AV for the sake of using AV, and whatever this 4,000 is worth in AV, it'll give it to me. Now Ethereum right now is worth 4,000 $4,000. AV is nowhere near 4,000, so I'm obviously gonna be able to buy more AV with 1 Ethereum than, you know, if I had 1 AV, it probably wouldn't be worth anywhere near as much. But this also goes into the, you know, slippage tolerance. When you're doing small transactions, 2 is like more than enough, and so is 3. 3 is more than enough as well. But once you start trading like really big, high volumes, amounts of like ETH or any coin that's really expensive, you might want to go into the customs. But for now, you're good to go. Press cancel. You don't want to swap. It's all good. Now, the last thing I want to show you guys is this. You may have realized that, you know, sending ETH, like I mentioned earlier, is although it's pretty straightforward, you don't really want to go through the details of doing that over and over again. I mean, if you have the phone, all you had to do is scan your friend's QR code. But if you don't have a phone, or if you don't want to compromise security by putting, you know, a whole bunch of crypto apps on your phone, you can go to settings or go to your account and, you know, press settings and press contacts. Now the contact feature on MetaMask is pretty cool because you can press add, you know, add your friend's name, you know, Pablo, like I mentioned earlier, and then drop his, you know, Ethereum ID or MetaMask ID or wallet address right here. And then boom, you press save, and all of a sudden you should have, you know, like Pablo on the end list right here with you know, with his name under it. And that'd be really cool, because then now you can just send money or different coins to Pablo anytime you want it, the same way you can send money to all your friends using apps like Cash App or Venmo or all those different apps. So that's the last tip I wanted to give you guys to, you know, make your quality of life using MetaMask a lot easier. And if you guys have any more questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to make another video. Thank you all so much for watching, and, you know, have a good one. Stay meta.